Alright, what's going on, guys? It's gonna be week 3 of season 14. Back again after some time off. I was without a computer for a little while, so couldn't even stream if I had wanted to. Not that I really didn't want to, but it was good to have some time off. In what should be a pretty good matchup. A lot of former teammates. Check, 1, 2. Taking a look at some of the notes here. Like I said, a lot of previous teammates coming into this one with, Stan. Okay, yeah, I guess it was just Stan and Intercess last season for Boostin Dynamo, and the reigning Super Bowl champion D-Star from Red Hot Chili Poppers playing with C. Bivy, who was also on Boostin Dynamo last season on the Whitecaps. See there also Intercess having the 9.47 DGAS. As I'm sure most of you already know, Intercess switching to defense this season after playing all of his previous seasons on offense. And it should be interesting to watch him and JJ Poole, who has switched, they've essentially switched places. With JJ Poole having always played defense. So it should be interesting to watch. They've both been putting up pretty decent numbers. Of course, Viles, JJ Poole's partner, has also been doing pretty well for himself as the more experienced offender. And then for the Whitecaps side, you see coming into this week off a split with London Wasdees, but the first map they'll be playing Rush. They did not do so well on with -9 ±. And for the Whitecaps offense, you had D-Star, again the Super Bowl champion from last season, having to kind of not carry the load, but do some of the heavy lifting as the lead offender for him, and I believe it is crossover on Whitecaps. And his D-Stars 18 caps is good for third, I believe, in the league. Again, you see there too the two maps we'll be playing are Russian Cedar. Two maps definitely known for their kind of fast-paced play. You know, Rush. Again, last week a lot of caps coming up on Rush. I think Clockwork Orange put up 20 caps on there, if I'm not mistaken. Who knows though? might be. Looks like we're just about ready to get going here. And this is also an important matchup too, as I believe it's the last intra-conference play that the teams will play, I think, all season. I'm not too familiar with the setup this season, but Boostin Dynamo coming in at number 1 in the Northeast, and Whitecaps, unfortunately for them, in last place in their division. So I think, like, with a good performance tonight, that would certainly do them well in their division or conference or whatever, for kind of narrowing the lead that Boostin Dynamo has given themselves. I'm just waiting on teams to ready up here. Yeah, it looks like we're ready to go here.
Three, two, one.
Now, let's apologize for any technical difficulties early on, because we really have a whole lot of time to set up here. Or, I should say, I didn't really take the time. Make sure everything was good beforehand. I don't know why my background isn't there, but definitely worse problems to have. So, and you see there the pretty veteran combo of Stan and Intercess on defense, as JJ Poole is going to have a early out. Nice block from Intercess, but the chasers for Whitecaps catch up. So really, I mean, the difference you can see right off the bat from both teams is their experience level, because you've got 4 players on Boostin Dynamo with, I want to say at least like 2 seasons of experience each. I think Viles has either 1 or 2, I'm not sure. But then obviously Stan, Intercess, and JJ Poole each have, I don't even know, maybe 15 seasons combined. As JJ Poole looks to have the first cap here. C-Bivy just missed the snipe there. And so Boostin will take an early lead as well as both power-ups. And then back to my point, on the Whitecaps side, you have a lot of fresh players to the MLTP scene, with Crossover and Waterwheel not having much experience in the majors level. I know Crossover did have some experience a couple seasons ago, but it was very minor. And so we'll have to look to see their more veteran partners what to lead them along. Things mostly having settled down here after that first cap by JJ Poole. Although now, as I say that, he will be out past a few, has the boost to get past Bivy, and he will get the second cap of the game for Boostin Dynamo. Haven't really seen the way they're getting out, but do know that their defense has had the blocks that they needed to. Really, it was pretty much like 2 for 2 on scoring chances for Boostin, as those have been like really their only 2 opportunities, but they've both been capped for JJ Poole. Whitecaps looking to have a chance here with Intercess spiking himself, but he'll be able to spawn in time. Now Viles will be able to pass a couple, see if C-Bivy can use this boost to his advantage, but he ends up boosting behind Viles, and he'll track back to play anti successfully. Crossover now looking to fake Stan, which he does on the boosts, and we'll see if Boostin can get this reset. D-Star has some space to work with, and it will be a quick return for Cap. Crossover just barely missed the return as well. But now the momentum favors Boostin Dynamo with the tag pro and base. Vile's not really close to getting that reset though. And the Waterwheel just looking to get Intercess off his tail here. C-Bivy does have the anti, but Waterwheel will be cleaned up. JJ Poole with the reset in the Boostin base, but 2v1 will negate the capping opportunity for Boostin. Viles now with the regrab, had to slow down a bit there. 3 Whitecaps in front of him. It's to draw D-Star out from the OD. Might have had some space to work with that D-Star not really closing in, but decides to hesitate. Intercess with a nice boost to steal the tag pro. But Waterwheel is able to get out for Whitecaps, so an important grab there. Viles with a nice bait on, I believe that was D-Star on the spike. And a good job by him to shake off that chaser, but he will be returned. Intercess with a nice boost back though to get the reset, and this is a return for Cap. A Crossover makes a nice move to stay alive, and still alive, and JJ Poole will be negated his cap, and now Crossover gets the cap. Not really quite sure how Boostin didn't get in front of him. But a nice play by Crossover. Now D-Star should have the second cap, and that will tie things up here with a little less than halfway to go. Or I should say a little over halfway to go. Nice couple plays there by Whitecaps to get themselves back in the game. They will get the lone power up in play here with the Juice going to crossover. Now Biles is going to be out, and the block is there, so Boostin Dynamo will take the lead again. Looks like both teams are reset here. Taking a look at the stats, we've got Intercess putting up some big return numbers. As JJ Pool made a nice split there. I don't know if you can see under the scoreboard, but he will end up being returned. So Intercess, again, a lot of returns. And the prevent going Stan's way as well, but see a lot of the hold and prevent numbers going in the favor of Boostin Dynamo. Now crossover will be able to get out. JJ Pool's gonna make the smart play and give himself some space to stay alive. Again, a lot of bait so far on the spikes. Good job by the flag carriers to make that pretty aggressive play, to be honest. Bit of a miscue there by JJ Pool to take that boost. Stan was closing in on the return and ends up getting boosted out. Biles now with the tag pro. Intercess doing a nice job holding, and with the aggressive cap makes it 4-2 for Boostin Dynamo. And let's attack on another one, but JJ Pool just maybe a second too impatient. Alright, sorry about that, I just had to step away real quick. But it will still be a 4-2 lead for Boostin Dynamo with a little over a minute to go there. Water Wheel with a chance, but Boostin Dynamo able to clean him up just before he got into base. Biles holding around now for power-ups. But it looks like Whitecaps in position to get both of them. It will be two tag pros, so let's see if they can tack on any more caps and narrow this lead for Boostin Dynamo. Not really in position to do so, both tag pros having to stay ahead there for a second. And now the momentum goes in favor of Boostin Dynamo, as Biles was almost past 2, but he will be cleaned up. Let's see what JJ can do with the regrab here. And he will be cleaned up as well. Interesting turn of events there with Whitecaps having the two tag pros, but ended up almost being a capping opportunity for Boostin Dynamo there. But we will end in a 4-2 score for Boostin Dynamo. Alright, so it looks like we're almost ready for the second half here. Again, Boostin Dynamo just really able to capitalize on the chances that they got. Because it didn't, at least for the first half of that half, it didn't really feel like they had that many more than the Whitecaps, but again, coming out to the early lead. Alright, so you've got the Whitecaps in red now with the Boostin Dynamo on the blue in their black jerseys. Miles making a nice move, but Whitecaps defense able to clean him up. Crossover made them a good play there not to grab by himself. And Stan makes a nice boost. Definitely going to be a trademark, I think, this season of the Boostin defense to get aggressive like Intercess just did there as well. Because I know like Intercess, even when he played offense, like super aggressive with the boost blocks, and like on OD he would come out to mid a lot. And so I think that that's just a characteristic of both teams, as JJ makes a very timely grab, almost gets returned, somehow still alive though. And Whitecaps were really close to threatening for a cap there, but now JJ Pool is going to have the anti. And they will be reset. Let's see if, yeah, Vials does kind of spawn in time, but Intercess waiting a while. Again, just we were talking about the aggressive play. Looks for that hole, but it wasn't quite there for him. And somehow takes that boost super laterally. It's definitely him showing off his mechanics there. His Vials does a nice job containing crossover. I wish I had my Telestrator, but just pushing him over to Intercess's side. Just what he wanted to do. Intercess will now go for the power, but D-Star gets the tag throw. Stan is able to get out though, as Whitecaps were somewhat close to capping there. But now Intercess should have the resets, but now Water Wheel will be out, and looks like Whitecaps with the reset. Vials will be tagged, and Water Wheel will put up the first cap of the game, game 1, half 2, in favor of Whitecaps. So now Vials with the chance. but he'll be returned by CBivy. Let's see if Whitecaps can get this reset. They had 3 pushing back, so it was crucial that they did, but they are able to get it done. Now, power-ups coming up here. JJ Pool will have to fight alone for the bot power-up, and now Juju's going to each team. Take a look at the stats here. This time, Water Wheel leading the return so far early in this first half. Vials, good chance, gets a little aggressive, but now JJ Pool with the regrab, and it's past 1. Waits patiently and gets past a couple and intercepts with the return. Stan wasn't there though, but they will still get the reset, and JJ Pool gets the nice patient cap. Good team play there by Boostin Dynamo to equalize this half and keep their lead at 2. What the hell? Sorry, I didn't realize I didn't have my scoreboard up. And Stan with a nice return there. Biles will tack on another cap for Boostin Dynamo. The lead is now at 3. 5-3 overall. Sorry, 6-3 overall. JJ Pool will add on another one. Boostin Dynamo starting to roll away with this one as Whitecaps struggle to get reset. Crossover with a nice aggressive return there. But Stan stays reset for Boostin Dynamo, now just 1 ahead for Whitecaps, and he'll be blocked out by Stan. And Boostin Dynamo just rolling here. A lot of timely returns. JJ Pool with a nice move. And intercepts, JJ Pool and Vials putting in work right now in this second half. Just over the halfway point of game 1, half 2 here. And Boostin Dynamo coming out strong. Things were pretty slow for the first half of this game, but all of a sudden it just seems like Boostin Dynamo are getting returns in a timely fashion. As Water Wheel just misses the flag, Stan's able to clean him up. Blocks were there. D-Star now with a chance though. Stan looking to get aggressive, just reads it wrong. Oh, and maybe can't quite get the block on 2 people. And the chance goes away. But now Whitecaps reset again. Nothing really doing on the offensive side though, as all the Boostin Dynamo members were spawning. Stan will be left alone on defense, but only 1 offender came for Whitecaps. Crossover able to evade the defense, but JJ Pool will pick him up. And now both teams looking for a reset. Whitecaps will do it first, and D-Star is going to be past a few. A nice boost from Crossover gets the return. And the lead is now back to 5? Yeah, 5 for Boostin Dynamo. But now they will put it back to 6 as JJ Pool gets another cap. And that is his 4th of the game. Intercepts you see there. 13 tags. And Boostin Dynamo is rolling right now. Wow, somehow still not returned. He has the boost and he's going to be past 3. Bit of a poor contain there by Whitecaps. Let's see if they can add on, and they will. CBivy just narrowly missing the return there. Now 7-2 this half, and 11-4 overall for Boostin Dynamo here in this first game. And D-Star able to make a nice move to get out. Intercepts just narrowly misses the boost. And D-Star with some nice moves, but Boostin is able to clean him up. Just barely getting around the OD there, but they're able to catch up with him. Now his crossover with the flag. He's going to be caught up by Stan, and Intercess is there for the reset. And Boostin Dynamo very stingy with their scoring chances so far this first game. Although D-Star now will be passing, he's going to catch Boostin Dynamo going for power-ups. And that'll be the third cap of the game for Whitecaps. Both power-ups do go to Boostin though, and we'll see if they can use it to their advantage here. JJ Poole looking to be able to pass a couple here, but it's going to take an awkward boost. Let's see what Adrian can do with the flag now. Looks maybe for a kiss, but he'll stay alive now and wait for the blocks to get set up. But T-Star is able to read the play. Boostin will stay reset here, but JJ Poole ends up bumping into Viles, and the play dies there. Viles with some nice support by JJ Poole making up for it, and now Viles will be passed too. But it takes a little bit of aggressive boost now. Crossover will be past a few, but Stan is going to make him work his way backwards. Aggressive play by Boostin Dynamo here. They don't have regrab, and crossover with the Juchus is just going to be able to work his way past Viles. Bit of a weird play there by Boostin Dynamo. So I think they know their position in the game as it stands, and Intercess will just get the easy counter cap for Boostin Dynamo. JJ Poole not looking to be able to contain Sidivi alone, and now he'll have a scoring chance, and that will be another one for Whitecaps. Still down by 5 though, not enough time to make the full comeback. But a good showing in the final seconds to try and gain some of the momentum back in their favor. Alright, so we're ready to get going here with the second half, or sorry, the second game. And we're playing on Cedar. Again, a pretty fast-paced map. We'll see what teams can do in terms of putting some bigger cap trains together, as that's certainly the nature of both Rush and Cedar. And again, Cedar, one of the maps nowadays that is certainly leaning towards the smaller side, and I think definitely playing into that aggressive kind of playstyle of Boostin Dynamo, where the regrab can do more and anti is a lot stronger of a play. I think those two kind of characteristics certainly lend to Boostin's playstyle, but of course we saw Whitecaps kind of be able to play that aggressive role at the end of that last half on Rush, so we should look to see another close game here, hopefully. JJ Pool will be out though for Boostin, and D-Star will be returned, but JJ Pool will run into the gate for from Water Wheel. And it just seems like Whitecaps have had a little trouble getting the return on a Boostin player, especially like when they're coming to base. It might even be like a 2v1 contain that they have, but it's felt like the flag carrier is able to hold it just long enough for their defense to get the return, as well as come back for the reset. And that's where we've seen kind of the caps roll in for Boostin Dynamo. And speaking of that, Boostin will tack on the first cap. Didn't really even see how it happened, but Viles will use the rolling bomb to tack on the second one. So power-ups coming in handy there for Boostin Dynamo. And Boostin really doing a good job in both of these games so far. On the prevent side as well, or if not prevent, just like keeping the flag in base. And again, it's just felt like the flag carriers for Boostin have been able to have their way with the opportunities that they've been given. Pretty much whenever they've been out, it's eventually led to a cap one way or another. Crossover though, not really in danger of getting returned yet. D-Star did have the anti, but now JJ will be able to negate that with the Tag Pro. The near team really looking to get reset here, as JJ ends up missing the snipe, but now it looks like both teams may be reset as the kiss happens near the Boostin base. But now Stan will be able to get past. Crossover just had the angle barely. Intercepts with a really nice boost. That is vintage intercept. And somehow still alive. Two really nice corners by Inter. And this is why he's not allowed to play offense this season. He will eventually be contained by Whitecaps. Now Crossover looks to get aggressive. He does have the boost, but the blocks weren't quite there in base. Water Wheel with a nice move on intercept now. And he'll be past just the one. Working his way into base. And maybe a little too quick, because now Crossover won't really be past anyone. We'll see if Inter can keep this reset as the Tag Pro lead is coming in. D-Star makes a nice grab, and he'll be actually having a return for cap now, although the return, oh, it will come, or it will come for Boostin Dynamo actually, I should say. And they make it 3-0 now. And Intercest doing him dirty with that bomb. No real surprise there. Looks like he knew what he was doing from the start. But now D-Star will be able to get out. Again, a little too aggressive though. The defense wasn't really ready for him. Now Vile's looking to make it 5-0 for Boostin, but D-Star will be able to catch up to him. See Vile's this time kind of leading the way in terms of statistics anyways in caps, but now D-Star will be past 2. Stan does have the boost, but D-Star is able to stay alive for the time being. Intercess is still alive with the flag though, and D-Star is going to have to do some holding of his own. Gets aggressive for the cap. I wonder if the chasers conveyed well enough that they weren't going to get the return. I think if D-Star had held around long enough, maybe I think it was C Vivian crossover, could have gotten the return in the Boostin base, but D-Star getting very aggressive for the with his anti, and ends up getting a return. C Vivi with the chance now though, waiting for his blocks to get set up. Doesn't quite take the path wide enough around Vile. The chance might have been there, but instead Boostin gets the return. Water Wheel with a nice return to get the reset for Boostin. I'm sorry, for Whitecaps. Now JJ should be past 2, and Stan will get the return. Water Wheel with a nice out though. He got a bit lucky with JJ Poole pushing off Intercest. Viles with somewhat of a lucky snipe, but either way he's there for the return. And that was probably the most open the Whitecaps base has been all game. Though I think so far this half, although the score doesn't really reflect it, as crossover makes a nice use of the blocks there to put on the first cap for Whitecaps. I think Whitecaps, more so than in the first half, are where they want to be in terms of the pace of play. Just what they need to have happen is to be able to have the flag out for as long as possible, and even if the capping chance isn't there in base yet for them, I think they can't really do wrong by holding around and at least preventing the cap for Boostin. So now Water Wheel looked to be out, but Intercess with the double return, and now Boostin will be reset. Crossover with the grab, not really going to be able to get any help from D-Star there, as he himself will be tagged by the gate. So now both teams able to quiet things down a bit here. Got power-ups coming up. And oh, I didn't put the script in, that's right. Not sure who's leading in power-ups, but it feels like obviously it's been Boostin. Just in terms of the type of chances they've had. So again, Boostin will be able to stay reset. Viles with the boost up top. Whitecaps doing a nice job of staying ahead. And again, there was that aggressive play by Boostin defense, as both of them looked for the boost block with the bombs. Now JJ will be past a couple. Intercess with the... Oh, he didn't need the defuse to get defense, OD out of the way. And so Viles with the cap. 5th cap of the game for Whitecaps, for Boostin here. Whitecaps looking for the opportunity, but Intercess is in the right place. And Boostin doing a really good job all night long to take away any possible chances Whitecaps have had. Crossover now with the boost. D-Star is going to place on the anti. But Vile's doing a nice job holding, and would have been the 6th cap, but time runs out. And you see there are 2 caps each for JJ Poole and Viles. Really, all statistics right now in favor of Boostin Dynamo. Taking a quick look around what we've got going on tonight as well. We've had 2 games so far with that Eastern Conference matchup taking place. I think what would have been like 2 p.m. out on the West Coast, at least for tiers. But they do come away with this sweep over 8-7-7, and Symbolian Pirates also having their game played already, and looks like JJ Poole able to make the difference for his team, as he was just traded to Symbolian Pirates. So now they move into first place, at least before the other matchups get in, but certainly an interesting development for them. And again, you've got Red Hot Chili Poppers and London Wazdies playing at the same time. This game should be just about wrapping up as well. Gotta update this scoreboard real quick. Alright, so I think neither team successful there on the first tries. I see Vivian and Waterwheel doing a better job this half of locking things down to start. And obviously that's definitely going to be a crucial improvement for them, is to kind of kill the Boostin Dynamo momentum early on. That was definitely the story of the first half, I think, is they were able to kind of do what they wanted right off the bat. And as I say that, looks like JJ Poole will be past a couple, but Crossover is able to get out when he needed. Waterwheel has the anti, and that's going to be the first cap. Just as I was saying, important for Whitecaps to get a good start, and they will do just that. Within the first minute and a half, they narrow the lead down to 2 for Boostin Dynamo, looking to make it more, as C-Baby's going to be passed to himself. Block's not quite there though, Inter able to make the OD play. Crossover though, still with the regrab. Going to want to play it a bit more patient here, let D-Star get to regrab. But it looks like Boostin Dynamo might be in position to get this reset, and they will do so. Again though, just a 2-cap lead for Boostin early on. And some good plays by Whitecaps. But now JJ will have another chance. Vials able to hold off the reset by Boostin here. I'm sorry, by Whitecaps. Power-ups going the way of Boostin Dynamo though, so this might be dangerous for Whitecaps, but see Bivy with a nice return there. An important one as well. Although he does miss the snipe now, Stan with some room to work with, but Water Wheel does a nice job playing anti there on JJ. Again, much improved play by the Whitecaps defense so far. Let's see if they can hold it long enough. Still a long ways to go in this last half. JJ with a nice use of the bomb to get the grab off, and Hilly passed a few. Crossover was going for power up, so Stan's just gonna have to block him out, and that will be a cap for JJ Poole. As he's able to take advantage there of Whitecaps going for power ups. Vials will have to hold now though, as it's a return for cap for Whitecaps. And he is able to hold long enough for his defense to get back into base. Enter again, not giving it a second thought. He's going to play anti-regrab there. But will be returned. Will Vials. And now Bibby still with the flag. Water Wheel does have the 1v1 anti for a time, but Vials is able to catch up. And now JJ is going to be the one past 3. Crossover just wants to hold it here. Intercess is pushing back. And he's able to hold just long enough for the regrab to get set up. Water Wheel with the chance now to be past a few. Took a bit of an inopportune route there with going right over JJ Poole's team tiles, but Boostin Dynamo looking for this reset now. But CBV will get the return of his own, and Whitecaps will be reset. So back to a 3-cap lead now for Boostin. Just over halfway to go. And if Whitecaps are gonna make this comeback, they're definitely gonna want to get some good solid grabs off, and so we'll have to see D-Star and Crossover kind of work together a bit better. But this is what I say, that 2 solo grabs leads to the continued reset for Boostin Dynamo. D-Star looking to take this rolling bomb from Vials. To be honest, I'm not sure who ended up with it, but both inners and the mid power up end up getting diffused. Water Wheel with the tag pro though. Gonna look to protect D-Star, and that will be the 3rd cap of the game. Back to a 2-cap lead now for Boostin. Again, much improved play this second half by the Whitecaps, and now D-Star is gonna be able to get out past a few. Inner doesn't quite take the boost how he wanted, and that will be just a 1-cap lead now for Boostin. Vials with the anti to keep reset. That'll be very important for Boostin Dynamo. He's able to stifle this little comeback that Whitecaps have put together. But D-Star able to get out, not quite past a few, but he ends up the hitting the wall ends up helping him out there, as Intercest ended up hesitating a little bit. And now Crossover is going to be past a couple himself. Just has to go around. Stan working his way in with the tie pro though is going to be able to hold off the cap for Crossover. And it is now a tie game. These Whitecaps have done very well in the second half, looking to scrape together some points in this week 3. JJ Poole though going to be past a couple, looking to get the lead back for Boostin, and Boostin will be able to get reset with Vials coming in with the regrab. Still 3 ahead for Whitecaps, and they should be able to close in on him, and they will. Now C-Bivy against his old captain gets the return. Crossover though, not going to be able to get out past the Boostin defense. So 3 minutes to go here, still a tie game. And we'll see who can crack first. Water Wheel with the tag pro is going to be very important, but Viles makes a nice move. Crossover still with the flag. JJ can't quite gate him, but D-Star ends up getting in the way. Water Wheel though with the tag pro. Intercess makes a very important grab with the rolling. And I think that was Crossover gets returned. Intercess just passed. Stan gonna try for the block on the tag pro, not quite gonna be able to do so. D-Star now past 3. And JJ waiting on the bomb, ends up diverting D-Star. I thought he might go for the spike, but the job gets done either way. Oh, C-Bivy with a bit of an errant boost. Luckily able to hold for just long enough. Still able to prevent Stan from getting the cap. Ended up running into his teammate there and almost at once getting himself returned and letting JJ Poole pass with the flag. Miles looking to work in now. Might have tried for the boost off the corner there on the gate, but instead decides to take it around. Got it rolling there. And now the Water Wheel has the anti-Stan, just not able to boost around the corner. And now Whitecaps, I think, with their first lead of the night in aggregate anyways. Crossover again with a bit of a inadvisable grab. He was all alone 2v1. C-Bivy with some nice moves off the corners, and he's going to have some space to work with now. Buys his defense some time to get the regrab. And will get on anti himself, but his flag carrier gets returned. So now Crossover able to get out past 2. Looks to have that boost. Might not be able to get past Viles quite yet though. Still 3 ahead for Boostin here. But make that 2 as Water Wheel gets a kill off the gate, and Crossover makes a nice move past Stan. That'll be a 2-cap lead now for Whitecaps. Some very nice caps here as C-Bivy looks to tack on another one. Intercess able to get the grab. Let's see Intercess playing a little more offense when they're down. Now just a 1-cap lead for Whitecaps. And now JJ Poole is going to be past a couple. Crossover has to make a big play here, and he does. A nice bomb. Intercess again with the flag. And Whitecaps just have to hold it here. Just want to stay ahead, but Intercess makes a nice bounce off the corner. Crossover is going to have some very important anti. And all he wants to do here is just delay Viles. Doesn't have to make a big play. And that might do it. Viles still with some time though. Intercess with a nice try on the bomb, but whatchamacallit, Whitecaps come away with the win. Big game there by Crossover and D-Star on offense. As you see, D-Star with big 4-cap. Alright, so that'll do it for this week 1 matchup. Sorry, week 3 matchup. Definitely tell I'm a little rusty here. But Whitecaps able to edge out the split against Boostin Dynamo. They will improve, I believe, to 2-4. Or I should say they will move to 2-4, while Whitecaps, Boostin Dynamo move to 4-2. But a very impressive last half by the Whitecaps to make the 4-cap comeback. Especially after the first game as well. You know, 3 halves of losing Tag Pro is not something that's easy to come back from, but Whitecaps are able to do it, and they are able to get 3 points from Boostin Dynamo. So that'll be it for me. Thanks for watching those who did, and I will probably be back next week. So see you then.